Hello, beautiful luminous being. I am coming to you from my beautiful home on the Ring of Kerry in Ireland, a place that I was delivered to 8 years ago through a visionary dream. I am so grateful to get to be where I am in this magical environment. And I want to talk to you today about creating your own completely sovereign reality amidst the chaos of what is going on this planet right now. I want to talk to you really specifically today from the angle of creating your sacred business within a sovereign reality. One of the biggest illusions going is the idea that we're all sharing a collective reality, as if there is one big reality, and that is the world, that is life, that is reality. Couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is, every single being in existence is inhabiting their own completely unique reality. And if you find this a little bit of a stretch, a really good example of it is, have you ever been in a conversation, maybe with a loved one or a family member, and you've got your version of what's happening and maybe what's been said and so on, and they've got their version of what's happening and what's been said, and they're completely at odds with each other, despite the fact that you're standing right beside each other. You seem to hear the same words, you seem to see the same things. Doesn't add up. This is a great illustration of the understanding of every being having their own totally different reality. And our own unique reality is, of course, determined by the filters that we're looking through. And so the example that I've just used, again, is a really good illustration of this, because if you've ever been in this kind of conversation, maybe with somebody, you might have even assessed at the time, what they're thinking has been said or done or whatever is clearly coming through perhaps a particular lens of woundedness or something that's just not the truth in terms of what happened from my reality. And it's not that either of you are right, and it's not that either of you are wrong. It's that everybody has their own totally unique reality. And so we can really use this to our advantage when it comes to creating the life that we actually want. Regardless of what's going on in the collective paradigm, you do not need to be living the same reality as anybody else. The metaphysics of realities teaches us that our reality is upheld, and this is for everybody, by very specific components. It's upheld by frequency, by perception. And if you combine frequency and perception together, you get what the seer Amin refers to as attitudes, which is a combination of the two. And these can be things like the attitude of gratitude, of love, of trust, of hope. Frequencies would be peace, inspiration, joy, passion, encouragement, all of these wonderful, gorgeous, delicious things. And perception is the way in which we see the world. It's light, what we choose as known within our reality, what we choose to experience as part of our own known being that is in alignment with the truth of infinite life. So, choosing to see the magic of life, choosing to see the beauty of life, choosing to see the miracles all around us, choosing to see the endless possibility that's available, choosing to see through the poetic perspective, the poetry of life, the shamanic perspective, the aliveness of all things, the eternal perspective that we have forever. There's no need to be rushed by the frenzied pace of humanity. We can relax, slow down, enjoy life, enjoy creating the life that we want without being pushed and pulled by the world. And a really key piece that I wanted to share with you today that I've noticed is such a core feature for so many of my beautiful clients when it comes to creating our sacred businesses in the world, or our sacred work, or as I like to call them, our New Earth kingdoms of light. You're not going out to the world and trying to bring your work to the world or find a place in the world for your work. What world? There's only your world. We're not sharing a world. Nobody's sharing a world. Your creation of your sacred business or your kingdom of light is happening in your completely unique reality, your sovereign reality that you're creating entirely for yourself, that you form like a field around you. The field of your reality that is upheld by the principles that you choose are going to be part of your reality, where through the expression of the attitude of gratitude as a permeating presence throughout your reality, you experience a reality of abundance. Through seeing the magic, through seeing the truth that abundance is the nature of existence, through seeing the truth that life is endlessly, boundlessly supportive. Even if you've not experienced support in your past, remember the filters component. You can choose a new filter. If the filter of your past showed a particular image on your reality, you just swap that lens for a lens that you actually want. You can swap it for the lens of the healed inner child, as an example, that sees through the eyes of, in this new reality, in this new earth reality that I'm consciously co-creating alongside the infinite, I am boundlessly supported. Life loves me and cherishes me. I am held deeply by the loving arms of the infinite. Supportive relationships fill my life. I'm treasured. I'm honored. You can choose that filter. You can choose to have this as part of the fabric of your new reality. You're creating your kingdom of light within a completely new reality that is being newly formed by you, and that is contributing to the formation of the new earth on this planet for all beings to ultimately step into, as all are ready to take up the mantle of full self-responsibility, a quality of the divine feminine, for creating our own realities. Not everybody's ready for that yet, because we have to acknowledge that everything that we see in our reality, everything that exists within our reality, is coming from something within our own consciousness. It's a big leap to choose to take full responsibility for the emanations of our consciousness and to recognize I am the one who is determining how my reality is going to be. The world might be living in lack. The world might be living in scarcity. The world might be living in fear, terror, all of this type of thing. That doesn't have to be your life. And it's never been so important that we live this now, because humanity is going through an accelerated process right now of destructuring of old belief systems that is causing quite a level of chaos. And if we're not deliberately creating our own reality daily, we're going to find that we're just being pushed and pulled by the collective dream. And by the collective dream, I mean the dream that everybody is thinking this is reality, and they're all buying into it from their own realities. There's still no shared reality. Just everybody's buying into this is what we think reality is, and it doesn't need to be that way. I'm really passionate about guiding luminous beings to create a life that is utterly sovereign in every way. And I feel that's one of the core components of that is actually creating your own work in your life as well. It's creating a pathway for yourself to do the work that you really love, to do the work that your heart calls you to do the work that sets your soul on fire. That's what you really want to do, that allows you to be creatively fulfilled, that allows you to wake up every day thrilled to get to do what you do, to fulfill your true purpose. And as a result of that, to have your own source of abundance, to be self-generative of the resources in your life, rather than having to go and work among the world, everybody else's created world, and therefore be subject to, the whims of being pulled around by that. You still choose your own reality, but it's much harder to live the exact reality that you want if you've entered into a paradigm that's been created by somebody else. In contrast, if you're ready to take the journey to say, actually, I'm going to create my own world in its entirety. That includes your work. That includes the calling, the path that you're going to follow that becomes your actual work in life, your vocation. You can step totally out of any paradigm created by anybody else. So the core message that I want to invite you to take away from today is this. Drop any idea that you have to somehow fit into the world or take the sacredness of what is within you to the world that you know is not going to appreciate it, that you know is not going to value. The world is crazy, We know on a deep level that there's a discrepancy between the depth of what we have to bring and the sacredness of what we have to bring and what's out there, without there meaning the world. You don't have to go there. Cultivate every day the field of your own reality, filling it with all of the higher qualities that are available to you as an evolved being. All of the higher frequencies, the higher perceptions, the higher perspectives that you can hold about the world, higher songs, more resonant, more whole songs. Let these become the fabric of your reality and daily explore creating the field of your entire life that is made up of these qualities. And explore creating your sacred work, your kingdom of life within this. It's within your own space. It's within the field that is yours. And as you sing your song, others who are also walking the path of learning to become fully sovereign reality co-creators along with infinite life will hear your song. And through resonance, they'll be drawn towards you, and they'll feel and they'll hear and they'll see that is exactly what I want to play with. And they'll come for a time and intersect with your reality, like intersecting Vesica Pisces, like bubbles that we each inhabit, momentarily intersecting with each other to play with you. And you can play with others, while we all together learn to become fully sovereign co-creators of a new world. I hope this has served you today. It's been a pleasure and a deep honor to connect with you. Much love.